yours. We thought that baggie belonged to Hunter. You know, I think the Secret Service probably still has it somewhere.
I have been stealing the money.
I'm sorry, what's that now?
I must to speak honestly. I steal many of USA dollars to Ukraine. Millions.
It's
some
Trey.
dollars for some oligarchs also, some for American bureaucrats also.
Well, we know that, but why are you telling me this?
Because, Mr. Trump, if you end war, we cannot steal any more money. We must continue war.
No, the war must end. Your people are dying, Zelensky. They're dying.
But I want to steal more money. What do you want? Fellatio, I can do it.
No, I don't want fellatio. No.
Are you sure? I did for Biden.
Okay, that is what we call oversharing. Look, there's nothing you have that I want. You're not going to convince me to keep this war going. You don't have the cards.
I not play cards.
No, I know you're not literally playing cards. It's a metaphor. It's like I'm playing 4D chess and you're playing checkers.
No, I not play checkers. There is no checkerboard, you see.
Okay, let's try this. I am in the driver's seat, okay? Do you understand that expression?
No, but we are not in car.
No, you're right. You're right. We're not in a car. That's true.
Listen, Mr. Trump, I am actor/comedian. I crave attention. Since the start of war, I get worshipped by presidents. I'm worshipped by Hollywood. If war ends, no more attention, no more worship. With all due respect, Mr. Trump, this war must last forever.
I tell you what, if you agree to end this war, we will do a remake of Friends, and you can play Ukrainian Chandler Bing. How does that sound?
Oh, I love the Friends. This is favorite show of me. I am such a Monica.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's sign the thing, and then I'll go show you the room where Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky did it.
Oh, yes, this is funny because I just say I'm such a Monica. Maybe we will go in a room and you can be Bill Clinton and I will be Monica. Yes.
Oh, you know what the rules are.
All lies will be exposed.
Oh, as they should. Welcome, everybody, to Hard Lens Media. I hope everyone is seeing me live and direct. If not, real quick here, I want to make sure. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. So hopefully y'all can see me live and well. Can I get a 5x5? Can I get a 5x5 from the audience, please? Viewing audience members, 5x5. Can you see me? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Test, test, test. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Hard Lens Media. My name is Kit Cabello, the host of Hard Lens Media. We are usually live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central on YouTube, Rumble, Rockfin, and Odyssey and Kick. So there you go. Good to see everybody here. 5x5. Welcome, everybody. Yes, Donald Trump is soon set to speak before the American people within the next, I believe, 25 minutes or so, and we will be sitting down watching the show happen on C-SPAN, of course. I had a whole bunch of bells and whistles and some extra protection, no pun intended, just in case YouTube or anybody else wants to drop the jackboot. But because we're having fun here and because we're all family, this wouldn't be Hard Lens Media without a awesome, dare I say it, awesome kind of fun time show. And I wonder if our friend Zelensky will be brought up, because as we've covered on not yesterday's show, but early this morning's show, he made a quick apology to President Donald Trump. Well, it could be argued that it was a apology. He did a whole about face in regards towards speaking out about ending the war, signing a deal, and bringing peace and ending the war. Now, whether or not how authentic he truly is in regards towards actually following through with that statement has yet to be seen. But I will actually share this whole full tweet on Easy Street in case you did miss out on it. So this was a big tweet from Zelensky that we broke at the end of our morning show. Again, tune in at 9 a.m. Central and double check and triple check that you are still subscribed to us. I would like to reiterate Ukraine's commitment to peace. None of us wants an endless war, okay? We'll see about that. Ukraine is ready to come to a negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than Ukrainians. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We are ready to work fast to end the war, and the first stages could be the release of prisoners and truce in the sky, ban on missiles, long-range drones, bombs on energy and other civilian infrastructure, and truce in the sea immediately, if Russia will do the same. Then we want to move very fast through all next stages and to work with the U.S. to agree a strong final deal. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. And we remember the moment when things changed when President Trump provided Ukraine with javelins. We are grateful for this. Our meeting in Washington at the White House on Friday did not go the way it was supposed to be. It is regrettable that it happened this way. It is time to make things right. We would like future cooperation and communication to be constructive. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it in at any time and in any convenient format. We see this agreement as a step toward greater security and solid security guarantees, and I truly hope it will work effectively. I did not hear an I'm sorry in that entire thing, but also, as it stands, Democrats have been putting on this whole song and dance of not attending, well, the conference. But before we bring up the conference, I just want to share with all of you, sometimes Zelensky, especially in regards to that piece or that attempt of apology, the cards weren't in his favors, and, it never was.
They're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now.
Speaking of not having the cards, I know I shared this earlier this morning. We did a segment on it, and there was only 3 of them. United States Senator Schumer, United States Senator Warren, and then Cory Booker. God help us. They've multiplied.
When I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That's what you just said. Day one of Donald Trump's prices are inflation is getting worse.
This is the same speech. Even Tim Walz is there. All those lame enough to showed up.
Social Security budgets, tax health thousands of essential workers. Right, Ebola in Africa, so it doesn't come here. Why are they doing this? Trump wants to go taking these vital services away from
The Republican plan is simple.
their plan is awful. Simply awful.
That is the truth.
And 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 I'm sorry. I just didn't want to pause it, okay? If I had to sit through it, so did all of you. My God, this is what the best of Democrats can do. They have nothing to run on. Now, there is a lot that could be brought up here, and I did find an article that's very interesting because, as we all know, in the aftermath of, or soon to be aftermath of this war in Ukraine, when there is a peace deal done and signed, because chances are Zelensky is going to do everything he can to un-F up what he did on Friday, an interesting question and topic was brought up. Some of you may remember a program called RT America. I know, it's been a while since we heard the name, but this was recently brought up for discussion. So, the former head of RT America has called on U.S. President Donald Trump to lift the unprecedented sanctions on Russian media, which were introduced under his predecessor, Joe Biden. American journalist Ben Swann, previously head of all of RT's operations in the U.S., being in charge of the broadcaster's office in the country and all of the shows produced by RT America. Last September, the outgoing U.S. administration announced a new raft of curbs targeting several Russian outlets, blaming them for trying to covertly undermine democracy and intervene in U.S. elections. Then Secretary of State Antony Blinken accused RT of functioning as a de facto arm of Russian intelligence. Following Washington's move, U.S. tech giant Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, banned several Russian news networks. Moscow has condemned the restrictions, saying that Washington had declared war on freedom of speech. As for claims of election meddling, there are a mere witch hunt and spyomania intended to manipulate public opinion and bar Americans from any inconvenient information, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova insisted at the time. In his open letter to Trump published on X on Monday, Swan, who founded the Truth in Media Project, insisted that curbs against RT and other media organizations are unconstitutional, as they are making it illegal for American journalists to exercise their rights of freedom of speech, and press, he argued. The curbs against RT and other media organizations are unconstitutional, as they are making it illegal for American journalists to exercise their rights of freedom of speech and the press. So, we could see if they might come back. The journalists targeted by these sanctions are American citizens. Not only did they lose their jobs, but also the opportunity to share factual reporting with an audience of over 800 million people across the globe. The investigative journalists who used to cooperate with Fox and RT America added. He also argued that the Biden administration's bullying on social media companies, which had to ban Russian outlets, was corruption on display. And I'll also add on here that since the 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, there has been a massive wave of censorship and suppression. A lot of our colleagues in independent media have lost their footing, have lost many of their ways to earn an income as well. I mean, let's face it, the censorship and the suppression of free speech and independent voices was all on full display during the 4 years of Biden and Kamala. That administration made sure that anyone that did have a dissenting voice, especially if you were on YouTube, Twitter, X, or now Twitter and X are the same, Facebook, you name it, well, you were going to get that jackboot in the mouth, which isn't a lot of fun. Nothing like going through the trenches of censorship. Swan noted that the excuse for slapping the restrictions was based on an old lie that Russian RT had in some way interfered in U.S. elections. Trump again spoke about the claims of Russian meddling in the 2016 U.S. election on Friday, calling them a phony witch hunt launched by Democrats. Russian President Vladimir Putin was accused of all that stuff he had nothing to do with, he said. The new administration has moved at warp speed to restore the principles of free speech and free press in the U.S., but is a major oversight that curbs on Russian media remains in place in the country. So we will see if that ever happens. I remember the programming on RT. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to, share some of that content as well. I hope for happier times ahead, but I have this sinking pit in my stomach that we are all at risk of being visited by the political police. Everybody's favorite Commissar Hans, and his deputy Fritz. Political police, open up for Hans and make way for my deputy Fritz. Hello. But speaking of political police, hey, we still got some time for the big show. Already, all these scumbags, elected officials, are taking their seats. So don't worry. We still got time before the big show, before we hear Trump's big bang speech. But until then, let's have some laughs.
Hello, I am Hildegard Trinkenschnuff, German state prosecutor tasked with enforcing German hate speech laws. In our efforts to stop hate from festering into Nazism, we are rounding up offenders.
Everyone follow the orders and listen to her. She is no deputy. She is chief commissariat political chieftain.
And slapping them with heavy fines and jail time. To help you avoid such outcomes, I have created this video. Enjoy. Don't use insults that attack human dignity. These include Fickfresser, Krümel, Drecksfans, Arschwest, Scheibeschläfer, Pisskopf, Sperberschnüffler, and Schmutzfinger. The list goes on and on. Steer clear of the hardcore hate. Examples include threatening speech, like telling someone to go chug a pint of antifreeze, juggle knives on the Autobahn, or skip rope with a live strom cable. Such violence can get you jail time under Section 130 of the Criminal Code. If you are guilty of such violence, refer to this guide for your punishment. Middle finger emoji, a midget rating of your home, fake quote like this one here. 52 weeks without your phone for disinformation. Not going on second date with girl because she's spitting image of Angela Merkel. Fine of 3,000 euros or more. In closing, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And if you take a vow of silence, make sure your thoughts are clean too.
If not, you'll be visited by myself, Hans, and my deputy, Fritz. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. We are almost set and ready. I'm seeing people still trying to find their seats. As we all know, the Democrats are not showing up. Everyone's going to be heartbroken because Elon Musk's next and future love interest, AOC, is not going to be present. So there you go. And speaking of Elon Musk, you know, now I kind of figured why Ashley St. Clair kind of got all angry, because in like 6 days in Mastermind Hour, I see you in the chat. I do see you in the chat. Can someone explain to me, in like 6 days, not only did Elon Musk have his 13th kid, but somewhere down the line, there was a 14th kid there too? Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? What's going on here? All these babies. Even Maury. Even more, you'd be like, Elon, what are you doing, honey? What are you doing, honey child? So pulling up everything that we are seeing here. Again, everyone's still taking their seats. I wish they would stop handshaking and high-fiving each other. It's like, come on, what are you guys trying to achieve here? All the guests are here. Everyone's all lined up, but no one is showing up. But speaking of showing up, let's go ahead and give up for our huge and awesome, outstanding audience here. So let me go ahead and acknowledge, of course. And by the way, since Nancy Pelosi's not behind Donald Trump, we won't see her do any kind of grandstanding or ripping any papers. I know, I'm heartbroken too about it, folks. It's not the same anymore. Never will be again. But first of all, let me acknowledge these wonderful people in your chat. Shout out to Mastermind Hour. Nick Cannon's like, damn. Who else we got here? Rupert Fellows says Elon is like Epstein. I see. Who else we got here? We got Sanja says hello, Mishka. Well, Mishka's not here on the show. I'm co-hosting solo today here, folks, and my hair is not cooperating with me. Oh, hey, I'm actually seeing Elon Musk in the crowd right now, so he's not going to be speaking. But you know, there's going to be a lot of vote blue, no matter who. People are going to be saying, "Hey," and we got complete system failure says howdy, Kit. Ryan Clark says I am here. Let's see. B says it's really shitey of them not to show up. Well, they're part of the resistance. And speaking of the resistance, my hair is resisting me. So there you go. All right. See, always have yourself ready before the show. I'm seeing Lindsey Graham Cracker right there. Rupert Fellows says Elon wants to build a clone factory. What's going on with my kick, people? There you go. Dr. Nick Riviera says it's a implant gone wrong. I don't think I could say the word before it, but I hear what you're saying. I've heard that rumor, that alleged rumor as well. Topher 1010, good to see you. Who else we got here? It's a me, Sarah P. There you go. The Accord Lord and Trans Gemini. Good to see you guys here on Kick. And of course, shout out to our ex people as well. Thank you, everybody. If you are sharing our content on social media, that's always such a great thing to do. And you know what you could do even further to help out Hard Lens Media? Before we get started with the main show, we've got 10 minutes before the final countdown, or at least before anything else happens. If you want to help out Hard Lens Media, we have, of course, our Linktree, Peachtree. So there you go. That link can be found in the description box below. There's our YouTube link, our X link, our Rumble link, Kick, Discord, Patreon, PayPal, and of course, Instagram as well. Now, in case there is any kind of disruptions whatsoever, or should any one of the platforms be acting up, we are live on X, we are live on Kick, we are live on Rumble. All those links can be found in the Linktree, or you could find it on our main Twitter account, Hard Lens Media. So that way, in case anything does go down, anything that's not cash money, anything that's not acceptable, you'll be able to find it here for Hard Lens Media. So let me go ahead and pull that up here for everyone to see and witness. So here we go. So there you go. You can find that main tweet. And in fact, I will be doing a click, copy, paste, and it will be pinned in the YouTube chat as well as the Rumble chat and everywhere else. So be sure to go there to reference in case one of the streams should go down. It's not saying that it will happen, but it's always good to have that backup for a backup, because that always helps out. And also, Pamela Drew says RT influence treats like Chris Hedges, Lee Camp, Abby Martin, Joe Laura, John Curto, etc. Yes, I remember the old days. I remember those days. It was a lot of fun watching all those programs, and I do hope that eventually, perhaps maybe RT America could return. What a sight that would be. I would love to see it. But then again, hope in one hand and crap in the other. See which one fills up faster, folks. See which one fills up faster. But it looks like they are almost set and ready for the president to attend and fly on down. So I think it's only fair that we should get ourselves set and ready for this one. We're seeing all the ministers so sinister, our wonderful U.S. politicians, the president and the first family. And of course, hey, wait, there are some Democrats. I see Nancy, Cory Booker, and a few others. J.D. Vance and Mike Johnson are taking their stages as well. So I think it's only fair that maybe we should bring it up here. Besides that as well, again, folks, hit that like button. Welcome to the show. And let's get started now. Hold on. Wait, what's going on here? Sandra says, I know, Kit, not so much stupid, just a little. Hey, never call yourself stupid on my live stream show. Never do that. Not on my watch, okay? So there you go. You're not doing that. Not here. What else we got here? EMK, be nice. Don't be mean. Be nice, be polite. Booker's mom dropped him on his head repeatedly. Where did my audience learn to be so mean? We also got Michael Phillip, Nancy, all that beer and all that good stuff, that the booze. We got Shelly and W says, good evening. Well, good evening to you as well. What else we got here? And Trump about to outleft all the Dems. We'll see about that. We'll see if he does. And Dan Barr says, we're not being mean enough, Kit. Well, let's go ahead and I think get started now with everybody attending. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get the bells and whistles all set up here as well.
The gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Delbene. The gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. Dingle.
The President of the Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the following senators as members of the committee on the part of the Senate to escort the President of the United States into the House chamber. The Senator from South Dakota, Mr. Thune. The Senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso. The Senator from Arkansas, Mr. Cotton. The Senator from Oklahoma, Mr. Langford. The Senator from West Virginia, Mrs. Capito. The Senator from South Carolina, Mr. Scott. The Senator from New York, Mr. Schumer. The Senator from Illinois, Mr. Durbin. The Senator from Minnesota, Ms. Klobuchar. The Senator from New Jersey, Mr. Booker. The Senator from Wisconsin, Ms. Baldwin.
The members of the escort committee will exit the chamber through the lobby doors.
All right, here we go. Nobody bust ass. Myra Page. Oh, you're from South Africa. Well, good morning to you. Fixing my car window from TL Orca. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Speaker, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
Well, we're waiting.
My wife loves this race.
That genius said my wife loves this gray suit. Oh God, we're ruled over by morons.
And we're about 5-10 minutes away from the president entering the chamber and beginning his speech. Jasmine Wright, Jason Dick, we've been watching.
Okay, so they're about 5-10 minutes away. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna subject you, my viewing audience, to all that pain and all that pageantry just yet. So we have 10 minutes. 10 minutes to have some fun here. 10 minutes to hang out as a family. And more importantly, 10 minutes to enjoy ourselves before the final showdown. So I'll be keeping an eye on all of it. So hey, listen, if we're gonna have fun, we're gonna do things properly, okay? Like this, for example, while we're playing the waiting game.
So basically, that's how I plan to take over the government.
President Bush. You're not the president, you orange piece of shit.
Elon, he's doing it again. This is impossible. The child is only 4 years of age.
I just wiped the biggest fucking booger on your desk, you butternut butt munch.
Elon, he's still a bully. Oh yes, you in the back there, you have a question? Yeah, did Oligarch Alania fuck up the self-tanner because you look fucking 4 times as orange, bud?
What? Hey!
This is not fair. Please do not refer to me as an oligarch. You could fucking oligargle these balls, you fucking loser.
Okay, that's enough. Please kick him out.
Holy fuck, bud, it's a joke, not a drag queen. You don't have to get so fucking offended.
Out, please. Get him out.
The windmill told me to tell you you're a little bitch.
Hey, listen, we're gonna have some fun here. We're gonna have some fun here before the main show. Wonderful. They're introducing the most wise and kind-hearted individuals, members of the Supreme Court. Never once have they ever screwed us over. Never once have they done something to make us wonder, my goodness, when does the hurting stop? When does the pain end? And of course, this wouldn't be Harlan's Media. We're not for some evening fun as well, because after all, we're entitled to have some evening fun. After all, it's late. We're all tired. We're all stressed, as we should be.
Just a friendly reminder that if she puts her hair into a ponytail while maintaining perfect eye contact with you, then one of 2 things is about to happen. And if you aren't absolutely sure which one it is, run.
I'll risk it. I'll hold the line while the rest of you retreat. Whatever happens, remember me as a peacemaker. Remember me as somebody who cares for peace. I don't believe in violence. I believe in understanding. But I'll hold back. I'll hold back and hold the line. And after all, knowing that we're surrounded by a bunch of dumb politicians all the time, every time, why, we should always remember, live life with joy, not with sadness. Don't make your life hard.
I always try to make his penis hard, not his life. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
It's very valid.
Yes,
Yeah.
make his dick hard, not his life, so he will make your pussy wet, not your eyes.
Wise words. Wise words. Wise words. Wise words indeed, just before we get started with the rest of our main show. And of course, folks, if we are going to be pushing forward, I just want all of you to remember, hit that like button. But now I think it is definitely, or most definitely, to be showtime very soon. Also, want to say, Mastermind says, Confucius say. Absolutely, Confucius did say. Pam K36 says, please, Kit, no, I apologize. The Churn says, excellent advice. Patrick D, what is that clip from? Well, I don't know where I find these clips. I got a whole legion of wonderful falcons that are able to capture such wonderful things of wisdom. Wesley Donison says, Eastern wisdom. Of course, all the time. Patrick D says, is that a reality show? It could be. What else can I say? Dan Barr says, where can I meet a woman with that ideology? I don't know. Let's see. It's a me, Sarah P says on Kick. He who puts hands in his pocket feel cocky. Absolutely. Just say cookies, Kit. Bad cookies, probably. Yes, it was Trey. And PhD Dr. Nick says, is tonight the Super Bowl for Scott Ritter? Probably so. Maybe indeed. Dr. Nick says the rain never ends. Airplane mode, Jesse Jet. Well, you know, is that Dr. Nick? Let me know if that's a request. Let me know if that's a request for you, and I'll play it at the end of this live stream. That will be set and ready for you if that is what you want. We still are 9 minutes out. They're still doing still postponing or keeping us on hold until the rest of the show is about to be set and ready and done. But, folks, as always, Hardlens Media is ready all the time, every time. Case in point, with some wonderful videos from Case Study QB. Case Study QB, who is wrongly being censored on social media. In case in point, listen, folks, if you want to laugh at the Democrats, if you want to laugh at the vote blue no matter who people, we got stuff like this to laugh at. Pod Save America. What's going on?
Kamala Harris did 3 events one day with Liz Cheney, and we're still hearing about how it was that's what caused the end of the election.
But I actually, honestly, I know.
She didn't even say, like, you think she was like barnstorming with Liz Cheney and like promising her a cabinet seat?
Yeah, like she's like, we're gonna, honestly, it's more like, what if Kamala Harris said, I'm gonna make Mike Pence my Secretary of Health and Human Services? Could you imagine? But like, why is that so inconceivable? It's because honestly, Kamala Harris, the most work she had to do was not just prove, she had to prove to every single group of people what she believed in, right?
And she failed miserably because she stood for nothing. It's almost as if people forgot 2019 and 2020. I remember when she first made her announcement in 2019, just before the 2020 election cycle took off. I remember. And what I remember is that her campaign went belly up before the first primary vote. She lost a lot of support. Her campaign was a dead end. And everything that she spoke about was nothing more than one big lie, a waste of time, a waste of air. And then somehow, out of the blue, like how Palpatine returned from the dead, why our good friend Kamala Harris became Joe Biden's VP. And when you looked at all of the internal polling numbers, especially for the past 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, Kamala, well, her numbers were lower than Biden. She can never prove herself. It's almost as if she was a sacrificial lamb for the Democrats because they knew that they just weren't going to win.
Right? She had no trust with the left. She had no trust with the center. She was starting from fucking scratch.
Well, on the other side of it too, just to prove I'm not a Liz Cheney fan, you know, AOC, one of the best messengers in the party, we couldn't even get her a ranking member slot on the oversight.
Well, when you have a talent like Connolly, when you have a once in a generation communicator like Connolly just waiting in the wings.
Kamala Harris did 3 of.
Yes, and she couldn't win. She couldn't earn it. She couldn't sell it. She couldn't maintain it. That is the legacy of Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris as a failure of a candidate. But hold on. Wait a minute, folks. Look who's here. Nancy. Oh, and they're all wearing pink to resist Trump. Oh, God. They really went through with it. They really went through with it. They did it. They actually did it. Those morons. Thank you also for our first super chat of the evening. Joseph D, $10. Here's enough for a small coffee. I appreciate you. Well, hey, we here at Hardlens Media do appreciate all the generosity and super chats we do get. Again, our Linktree, Peachtree is in the description box below. What in God's name? They're actually really wearing pink. They really did it. They really goddamn did it. They're wearing pink. Okay, that's what's going to get them. I mean, case in point right here. And yes, there's Melania Trump. So Trump is probably showing up within the next few minutes. But just so you know, that will stop him. A retweet from the Power of the People. Democrats plan to protest Trump's speech by wearing pink. Because that's what's going to stop him. Trump is going to see every Democrat wearing pink and be like, oh no, I can't believe it. Elon, they're wearing pink. Quickly, to your rocket ship. We got to run away. This is huge. I got to use my Logan Roy quote. Democrats, I love you, but you are not serious people. You are not serious people. All right, so let's go ahead and just bring them up here. Since we are here now, let's go ahead and bring this up.
This time around.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
Who's that? Oh, there. Okay, there's Rubio. Why does the first person look lost? Hey, Pam Bodie, where the hell are the Epstein files? You said there are truckloads.
And now the cabinet is coming in. Secretary of State Rubio, Secretary of the Treasury Bissett. We saw there as well Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Pam Bondi. Where are the goddamn files? Oh, there's
Mr.
JFK.
Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, who we talked about a little bit earlier. RFK Jr., of course, HHS. There's Scott Turner, HUD. There's Seth Duffy. I'm so sorry, Sean Duffy, Transportation. There's Senator Adam Schiff.
Yes.
Sitting with senator from.
Go on.
Yep, the new senator from Delaware, Lisa Blunt Rochester. We had Carol from Illinois, Carol Mosley Braun. We have Angela also Brooks, Maryland.
Kamala Harris was the second.
Kamala Harris, of course, and then Lisa
Angela
Blunt
also
Rochester.
Brooks, yes.
Yeah.
Interchangeably through two.
And there's Christy Nome, who's she is talking there.
For those who don't know, Chrissy Nome, remember her? And there's Tulsi Gabbard in the back. Yes, Chrissy Nome. You know what she was remembered for? Justice for her pupper, okay? Justice for her doggo. Never forget.
Is that Brooke Rollins, the Ag Secretary? Yeah.
It is sort of odd to have something like this with, I mean, there's so much, we're paying attention to the fashion because of like some of the protests and so forth, having just done the Oscars 2 nights ago. It's not quite as glamorous.
Oh, God. God, these pundits make me sick. By the way, just remember, in case you've forgotten about Chrissy Nome, okay? In case you forgot, right here. This is Chrissy Nome, Trump VP contender. Chrissy Nome writes a book, Rights of Killing Dog and Goat in new book. All right. In 1952, again, Richard Nixon stirred criticism by admitting receiving a dog checkers as a political gift. Of course, but cricket. Chrissy Nome, a strong contender to be named running mate for Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican nominee, has managed to go one further by admitting killing a dog of her own. Cricket was a wire hair pointier, about 14 months. The South Dakota governor writes in a new book, adding that the dog, a female, had an aggressive personality and needed to be trained to be useful for hunting pheasant. But that's not what happened to Cricket. Someone go get John Wick.
President Trump will be there as long. I mean, in that span, Joe Biden had like 2 hot mic moments that went viral. I mean, he was there for forever. I don't know if you expect President Trump to be for that long, but the reality is that as I've talked to people close to him, he is enjoying this moment. He's happy to be back in the White House. He's happy to have a party that responds to him, that respects him. And he's happy, back to being the center of everything. And so I think you're going to see him show that happiness, shaking hands with his friends, shaking hands, potentially people who don't like him very much, Democrats, kind of pushing them to say something potentially. He's kind of reveling in this moment that he has.
Of course, you moron. Of course he's going to be reveling in this moment. He's happy. He's happy. All right, let's go ahead and fast forward just a little bit more. All right, are we actually getting... Is he going to show up or what?
Excerpt from the president's speech tonight on tariffs. You guys were talking about that and the impact of it on the economy. This is from Jake Sherman. Whatever they tariff us, we tariff them. Whatever they tax us, we tax them. And if they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. So you can expect to hear some tough talk from the president tonight on that. That is ahead of the markets closing tonight. CNBC with this headline: Dow tumbles again, loses more than 1,300 points in 2 days as Trump ignites trade war. Peter?
Jasmine Wright, you were talking exactly about that.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be incumbent upon the president to have the American people understand why he's putting in place these tariffs that in a lot of ways have a negative connotation, even amongst people within his own party. They're not necessarily one of those quote unquote conservative values. It's something that even as lawmakers publicly say we are okay with giving Trump the latitude on tariffs, certainly privately they're concerned about them. They don't like them.
So the whole thing about tariffs. Let me also acknowledge here something here. Is it an oligarchy or idiocracy? And those of us who work or have worked for a living, the sound of one hand clapping. It's both. It's an oligarchy that is also by proxy an idiocracy. We have a system in which we have the worst of the worst representing the United States. Okay? Mastermind says C-SPAN never claims copyright. Yes, of course, but we are. I'm doing this to double check and triple check for protection, Mastermind, because the last time I did do a live stream coverage with a C-SPAN link, YouTube, in its infinite wisdom, decided to come after us. Why did that happen? Why did that happen indeed? By the way, Rupert Fellows, yes, justice for Peanut the squirrel. How can we ever forget him? Peanut, Peanut, Peanut. We love you with all our heart. There we go. We love you, Peanut. Don't think we forgot. Let's see. Shelly says it's a Zio rally. We also got Mouses that calls it an ideocracy. An ideoligarchy. There you go. How's that sound? I think I stuttered and stumbled all over that word right there. We also have, let's see. I'm waiting for the garbage avalanche foretold in idiocracy. We shall see. But here we go.
The President of the United States.
Here we go. Showtime. Hey, you're pink and you're shaking his hand? How dare you? Yes, of course. R.I.P. to Fred the Raccoon. All right, here he is, everybody. JD Vance and Mike Johnson were just caught on a hot mic. Might as well at least share this with all you lovely, beautiful people as well. Yes, while Trump is making way through the crowd, it was just brought to my attention, and why not? Because I am going to share it with you guys, and I wish I did catch it earlier. But before the big show happens, hot mic moment. JD Vance, I don't know how you do this for 90 minutes. Mike Johnson, the hardest thing was doing it under Biden. Oh my God. Not true. Say it ain't so.
By the way, I think the speech is going to be great, but I don't know how you do this for 90 minutes.
The hardest thing was doing it during Biden, when the speech was a stupid campaign speech.
One more time.
By the way, I think the speech is going to be great, but I don't know how you do this for 90 minutes.
The hardest thing was doing it during Biden when the speech was a stupid campaign speech.
Oh my goodness. You know what that means. I'm sorry.
Oof. 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 Oof.
That's funny. And in case you're just tuning in right now, yes, Trump is still walking down, speaking with the people. One more time.
By the way, I think the speech is going to be great, but I don't know how you do this for 90 minutes.
The hardest thing was doing it during Biden when the speech was a stupid campaign speech.
All right, back to Trump. USA, 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 USA. Black Zen, good to see you. Also, we're number one on Kick streaming. For news planning, we're number one on Kick. Thank you, Saint Abachan. Praise be to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States. Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back. Six weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
Yes, but the Carolinas are on fire.
The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there's booing. Oh, come on. Oh, my God. Is that corn pop? Well, that's a guy who wants to file articles of
Counties in our
impeachment.
country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
That's Holman. Holman's like, where's AOC?
Small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
Oh, my God. Hey, old man right here with that pimp cane.
Members are
Get
engaged
him.
in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant at Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Get Hans. Hans and Fritz. Political police. First class. Fritz, get the handcuffs.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Para the orders. Fritz. Hey, somebody called him an a-hole.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
real quick here while they're applauding, because they're going to do that. It doesn't matter if you hear them applaud. Already, this is more entertaining than anything that Joe Biden's ever done, who's like, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I'm already entertained.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that
that's a lie.
You know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office,
Oh, man, the
declared a national
resistance.
emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and border patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever. They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way.
Do
In
not come.
comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the
Somebody keeps on
Democrats in
saying a
front
lie.
of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Black Zen says, so much for the resistors. They got silenced and booed. These are your champions.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
That's Nancy. Oh, this is entertaining. Oh, I love it.
Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Well, human rights is kind of important, but then again, this is the UN we're talking about.
All of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term. And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Why are you wearing the hat? Come on, MTG, you know me. Stop being a butt kisser.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good. And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
I am concerned about the future of free speech. I hope he does mean it. It would be better.
Days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America. I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And likewise, I renamed, for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again. Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer.
Oh man, Democrats, you really screwed the pooch.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports. 3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding. And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
Man, Nancy just looks furious. Like, I hate all these people.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never, ever going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
That'd be nice if we could have it be affordable. That'd be really nice.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control.
Oh my God, you're gonna bring
we're
that up?
working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job.
Hey, is that him? Oh, good. Now we know. Oh, it's Resistance. They're being kicked out. Okay. Bye, Resistance.
Of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now. And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
Somewhere out there, Sarah Palin's smiling.
Administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA. To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars. And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
There's Elon Musk. There he is.
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
They gave me a lot of money, too. A lot. Warren, stay focused.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City. He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. You know what we're doing. Should use it.
Is he really going to list every single thing? Yes. But hey, if you talk about the Department of Defense, they never passed an audit, buddy.
The most ever paid Nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office.
Come on,
Federal
resistors.
Government
You could do
Office
better.
Has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation. And we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it.
Hey, Pam, where are the goddamn Epstein files?
It just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby. Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229.
By the way, Mouse, of who's Pam? That's Pam Bondi. She promised to release the Epstein files.
Is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to.
I just realized, Robert Morrison, you have the avatar of Rail from Ergo Proxy. Good choice.
And theft we can find. We will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families. And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it. With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated.
So that means you got to buy your way in. The early signs of a falling empire.
They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
You know, hey, I'm pressing X to doubt. This is all kabuki theater, but it's funny.
Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
By the way, the world is on fire. Can Zelensky buy a green card? Listen, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but something tells me that Zelensky's time is up. Dan Delboy says it's Covfefe theater. Probably so.
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
You hear that, parliamentarian? Your reign of terror is over. God, look at them. They're all wearing their pink suits. Like, what is... Like, you think that's going to stop them? That's not going to stop them.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
What is this? Virtual signaling. Oh, look, we're resisting. That's not going to do it. Oh, God, Democrats, man.
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors. And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America. And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world. And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country. In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term.
Not really, because 2020 ended off with a pretty bad time.
Product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day was cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us.
Whatever you do, tariff that like button for Hardlands Media. Pretty please, it's the cherry on top.
Non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer. Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won.
By the way, Kamala sent me an email asking for money.
Investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
I would never send the Democrats or any politician, Democrat or Republican, money. They keep sending me emails asking me for money. Hey, Democrats, Republicans, give me money. Money me now, you jagoffs.
Hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people, and they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to. Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies, they're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen.
That's weird saying I love you, but okay, fine. He loves the farmers too. He loves everybody.
And I have also imposed a 25%.
Hey, wake up.
Aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama. Jeff Denard has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raised 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again. And it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance.
Yeah, disturbance. All right. Talk to the crypto people right now. They're panicking.
And look where Biden took us, very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
He's like, Trump, you promised not to bring my name up.
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by two impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you.
Yeah. Nobody gets treated worse than you. The algorithm favors you.
Americans, children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast. And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren. Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called the Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
Unfortunately, Patrick D, that comes par with the course. It's all theater. It's all a game.
Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Ever recorded.
Thank you. Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
Can we talk about not only Flint, Michigan, but East Palestine, Ohio, Lahaina, Hawaii, the communities in North and South Carolina?
Woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungary from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter. And earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order? Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated
Why would you
this
say their
gang, along
name?
with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations. They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took, and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great, great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war on America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing. Five nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this.
And this lady, again, why are you focusing on her face? She killed her dog. R.I.P. Cricket. Don't smile.
Both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast. You won't even believe it.
Trying so fast, your head will spin for days.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi, good luck. So important. Going to do a great job.
Hey, Trump, stop trying to help Cash Patel and Pam Bondi, all right? They really screwed the pooch on Friday. Where the hell are the Epstein files? Where are they? All right? If that means you have to go through the shredder, get the tape, put it together again.
Already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice. One year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
Joseph D says, what planet am I on right now? You're on planet political theater.
Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law. I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America.
God damn, these protesters, man, you could hear them.
They can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Well, all right. Hey, it's political theater. I'm not surprised that they're doing that, but okay.
DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Well, I'm gonna say something controversial. He's probably more professional than the ones that were protecting Trump way back in Pennsylvania, because I don't know what the Secret Service was doing on that day. So, all right, kid, it's actually an improvement. Well done, kiddo.
Thank you, DJ.
No, I really do mean it. DJ probably is far more professional than the agents in Pennsylvania. Come on. After seeing what they did, holy cow. DJ's probably like a step ahead, light years ahead.
Child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
You know what's funny about RFK is that how he was also insulted by Trump early on in the election cycle in 2024. But all right, there he is.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong, 1 in 36. Think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you. Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology. I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth. And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you. Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations.
I guess he's bringing out the previous administration and its questionable choices of people who are in positions of power that really, no, they should not be on the front line.
I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference. And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing. And thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hart.
All right, Bernie looked really angry. And yes, I think we still got another 30 more minutes of this, folks. Hang in there. We're almost done.
Uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets. Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA. And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast.
I'm sorry, buddy, but so no auditing the Pentagon, the military industrial complex. Yeah, no, there will be no auditing. Come on, what's wrong with you?
We started doing it. Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1. But that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
If he mentions Greenland or turning Canada in the 51st state, I'm going to laugh out loud. I'll make sure I'm away from the mic, and I'll pour myself a glass of whiskey.
And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes, and I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job. Great job.
Little boy Rubio.
And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland.
I know it.
We strongly support your
All
right
right.
to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security. And we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security.
Uh-huh.
And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
Okay. All right.
We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small
I knew it.
population.
I know it.
but very,
I gotta have a
very
drink.
Large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong
Get that
against
whiskey.
the forces
Get that
of
whiskey.
radical
No, I'm not even going to risk
Islamic
it. He's going to mention
terrorism.
Canada.
3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity. And he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Cheers. Cheers to you, magnificent. Hey, pay attention. Don't be on your smartphones. Oh, yeah. The poison is Templeton Rye, Alphonse Capone's favorite whiskey.
Arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have.
He's going to mention the war. I know it. But listen, folks, it's Templeton Rye that I'm drinking.
Parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords.
Of course, he's going to mention Israel. Of course, that's going to happen.
And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine.
Here we go.
Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Oh, man. Okay.
2,000 people are being
Yeah,
killed
that was
every
good.
single week.
That was good. Okay, I
More
needed
than
that.
They're Russian young people.
That was
They're
funny.
Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
And look, listen, Zelensky didn't do himself any favors. The cards are not in his favor, all right? It's just not in his favor.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Zelensky, follow the orders. Deputy Fritz, get the papers. Hello, sign the papers, please.
Time to halt the killing. It's time to end this senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Well, he's home. He's home. Well done. Welcome home.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant.
Yeah, I'm glad things did not go bad. I'm really happy that things just didn't go bad because that would have been a landmine.
And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. Two others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of two great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their two beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you. To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his three beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that. Thank you. Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent.
Bad cookie. At least President Camacho would fire a fully auto AR-15 in the air. You're just spewing hot air. Listen, President Camacho is the best president this country has seen in a long time. You better put respect on his name, folks. President Camacho.
World with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we're going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
You hear that, people? Adaptus Mechanicus, Warhammer 40K. Praise be to the machine god. For those that know, the Emperor protects.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve.
BW, yes, your emperor is a worm. My emperor is a living god. Hey, Robert Morrison, you're so lucky Wendy Carballo's not here. Get up, go wait in front of Wendy Carballo, the White House counselor's house right now. I want you to tell her what you just said. Heresy.
Get ready for an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America.
And thank God we're finally done. Woo! Look, even Melania's like, that went on longer than I thought. There's Nancy. She's like, I gotta get a drink. All the Democrats are leaving. Plant a flag on Uranus. I know a perfect hole to put it in. Oh, the Democrats are the first ones leaving. It's 11 o'clock on the dot. We need to get that crack and rock. Mr. McAwesome, I don't know what you're talking about. Get up, go see the White House counselor. Go. But listen. We're not done yet, because I'm going to give you my full thoughts and everything else. So first, before we move on, something else that's important, because we're not over yet. So real quick, there's another video that has gone viral, and it's a very important speech. And I think we need to acknowledge it, because I'm going to give my analysis. But first, I'm going to pour myself another shot of some whiskey, and then I will be right back. But let's give acknowledgement to this speech done by the great Tina Mayberry.
The Assembly will now hear an address by Her Excellency. I invite her to address the Assembly.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm starting to feel a bit used. I think guys are only interested in me for my accent. Like, I literally cannot start talking to a guy without one of the first things them say to me is something like, I'd marry you for your accent. Like, honey, yes, I know, I sound sweet like cornbread, but are you also prepared to deal with the fact that I am batshit crazy? I don't know if anybody's warned you about us Southern women, But if you piss us off, you better
Start
start
praying.
and
You better start running. That's my
'Cause
future
we'll kick your
ex-wife.
ass.
Yes.
And like, just so you know, it's a package deal. You're getting all of it. Are you prepared to deal with that level of crazy just because you like the way I talk?
Yes, Tina. God damn it, yes. God damn it, yes. As God is my witness, Tina Mayberry, I'll make you a good woman. You'll be my future wife, Tina. I promise you. So, without further ado, what have we learned here? Well, there's a couple of aspects that have really stood out. First of all, let's acknowledge the big one. It's nothing but political theater. I did find it rather uncomfortable when Trump was using a lot of people, or he's at highlighting people who lost their loved ones. Obviously, this isn't anything new. I found this action to be rather uncomfortable, that all presidents have done this in one form or another, Democrats and Republicans. I find that to be a way in which people are using other people's tragedies as a political posturing and moves to outmaneuver their opponents. And yes, Democrats and Republicans of previous presidential administrations have done that before in the past. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Who am I to change things? But I just find it rather uncomfortable. Number two, Democrats. This is rather cathartic for me because, again, I get to be a real smug prick and say to Democrats, everything that you do, you turn to shite. First of all, you had Representative Green screaming out that Trump doesn't have a mandate to do whatever he wants to do to Medicare or Medicaid. And while, yes, I am concerned what's going to happen to a lot of Americans with Medicare and Medicaid, Democrats, you've had a very long time to fortify your position and in turn fight for Medicare and Medicaid. Dare I say it, single payer, health care for all, Medicare for all. There's no option. I mean, there was nothing off the table. You guys really could have fought harder. And instead, you made yourself look like a clown waving your cane around. Hey, that rhymed. Then, of course, all the Democrats wearing their pink suits, maybe in reference to the pink pussy hats of 2016. All I could say is it's good to see all the pink pussy hat protesters march out, especially here in Chicago. Where have you been during the last 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, as they made sure nothing would fundamentally change from the first Trump administration? Holding up signs, waving resistance, screaming out. I mean, the quote Black Zen, who is in my audience, if you're still here, Black Zen is one of my diehard followers. Him and I are both students of Captain Benjamin Sisko from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Federation history. X. And unfortunately, the Democrats, I mean, if this is what you have, where your resistance fighters are just being pushed out, if this is all that you got, everything that you once talked down towards progressive and independence, and Hardlands Media has been around for 8 years. 8 years, we have dealt with liberal trolls, know-it-all Democrats, or either that quote-unquote progressives that say, no, there's a bigger plan. What was your plan? What was your plan? Sit on your hands and fart on them all day? And then smell them because of your self-righteousness? Seeing it all fall apart, seeing you being revealed as the clowns that you are, I have to live with the L and carry that L of ever saying any positive things about Warren or Sanders or AOC. I mean, myself and Daniel, when we started Hardlands Media way back 8 years ago, I mean, things were different. But all in all lies are exposed. And as the great prophet of our time once said, all lies will be exposed.
All lies will be exposed.
As they should be. Let me remove some of the banners now because we're done with that. Had to put on the little bells and whistles just to protect us in case YouTube or anybody else wants to flag our videos. But hey, we did a successful live stream, and this time our channel didn't get hit. Isn't that great? We survived. Mandatory thumbs up. Also, we did get a couple super chats here. Joseph D, thanks so much for your $10 generosity. We do appreciate it. Tortuga, $5. Is this an oligarchy or an idiocracy? It's both, my friend. It's both. And also, Farhan Hassan, that's a good-looking white woman there. Which one? Which one indeed, Farhan? Which one indeed? Also, you need some memes to cleanse the palate. Well, if you do need some memes, first, how about a hot mic moment for you, my friend? How about a hot mic moment for y'all? And by the way, still love you, Kit. I still love you too. Always, always, forever, always. Why not this meme indeed?
By the way, I think the speech is going to be great, but I don't know how you do this for 90 minutes.
The hardest thing was doing it during Biden, when the speech was a stupid campaign speech.
Ah. Pure Coca-Cola classic. But wait, folks. Remember, it's all in the cards, baby. Always has been, always will be.
Influence. You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it. From the very beginning of the war. You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. Yeah, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
That's every single risk game ever. But folks, listen. Also, the mention of transgender identity was also brought up. And if you didn't think I was going to bring this up, I'm willing to bet 10 out of 10 Tiny also contributed to Trump's speech. Hashtag free DeMarcus.
Yo, Irving City Council, how you doing? My name is Tiny, and I'm a professional sports gambler. But unfortunately, my career is at a standstill because I got 6 baby mamas all in the DFW Metroplex.
Damn, he's beating Elon Musk. Take that, Elon. You only got 4.
So I can't live in a state that's got legal gambling. In a sense, it will be March Madness. I'm coming up here to beg y'all to make sports gambling legal in the city so I can stack my paper and pay for the illegitimate children. I know some people think sports betting is risky, but I got an unbeaten system that can put money in all y'all pockets. Seriously.
Goddamn right.
My system is easy. I bet on the blackest and darkest teams in college sports because blacker the berry, sweeter the juice, and better the jump shot.
That's right.
I also got a sports betting angle that's foolproof. Since y'all want to let all these transgenders up in the league, that is full proof. Since y'all want to let all these transgenders up in the league, I became almost a millionaire betting on Leah Thomas's big ass winning all them swimming meets. And just like these transgender swimmers, my swimmers are strong. That's why I got so many baby mamas. But you know what that means? I got a lot of bills to pay. So I'm sick of risking my life and my freedom on gambling illegally on transgender athletes. So I beg you, Irving City Council, to please legalize sports gambling because I can't afford to be up in the penitentiary doing 5 to 10 years on some weak ass gambling charge. I also would like it if y'all could give me some reputations because Irving is hella white and I'm hella black. My great grandfather was a slave in Mississippi, so y'all owe me for real.
1 minute left.
And also,
no, give him 2 minutes. God damn it!
I'll say one more time. You white city council people need to legitimize gambling and start putting y'all's money on these transgender swimmers because they got propellers in their back-friendly swimsuits. And remember to always bet on black.
Yep.
I always want to shout out to my homie, DeMarcus Calloway, who is locked up for murder, but he didn't do anything wrong. But stab a police officer, which is according to the BLM movement, is okay. It's time to get paid, bitches. Legalize it and free my homie DeMarcus.
Free DeMarcus. It is everyone. If you are part of Hardlands Media, and I don't, by the way, I've already had second cup of whiskey right here. If you're part of the Hardlands Media audience, it is in your constitutional right. I don't care where you politically stand. You might be a Trumper, be like, oh, is there a progressive next to me? A libertarian to the right of me? A Green Party person in front of me? If you're part of the Hardlands Media audience, it is your constitutional duty to free DeMarcus. Here, one more time.
Which is according to the BLM movement, is okay. It's time to get paid, bitches. Legalize it and free my homie DeMarcus.
Free DeMarcus. Free DeMarcus.
Okay.
God damn it, free DeMarcus. So what have we learned here, folks? Well, Trump really triggered all the Democrats and liberals, and already I've got not one but 3 freaking emails from the Democrats saying, Kit, can you give us $5? Kit, can you give us $10? God damn it, Democrats, give me money. All right, I would like some money. I would really like some money, Democrats, but oh no, yeah, you're asking me for money. F you, Bernie Sanders. So yes, Donald Trump has triggered the libs. Donald Trump has triggered the Democrats. Donald Trump's triggered everybody. It's all political theater. He is definitely talking about going after Greenland. Wasn't expecting that, which is why I had to get a shot of whiskey. You know what? Hey, for the road. Hashtag support Hardlands Media's Whiskey Fund, because we're going to need it for these next couple of years. But nonetheless, we do appreciate all the support here. We're going to be doing a highlight and coverage on tomorrow's show. That's right, 9 a.m. Central. Tune in tomorrow, Wednesday. Just because we do an evening stream doesn't mean there won't be a morning show. And if you guys behave yourselves, there might be a Thursday evening stream with a special guest. All right, so that's why you got to tune in, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Hardlands Media. If you want to help us out, please consider being a patron supporter. Want to read these wonderful patron supporter names? That's right. Leaving it to the end. Shout out to Deconstructing Topics, Dan Sheffer, Dana Cooper, Dana Fairbanks, Dana Trowell, Darren Sweeney, Decrepit Progressive, Desmond Turk, Donnie Nick. Hey, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. The stream isn't over yet. I have a special end credit on Kick. Also, give it up to Earl Nystrom, Edward Rodriguez, Elian Gibson, Elian Johnson, Elliot Grossman, Emily, Emma Beveridge, Eric Munn, and also Fabian J. Lilo. Thank you so much for being patron supporters. We do appreciate it. If you can't be a patron supporter, number 1, enjoy the show. Number 2, enjoy the show. Number 3, hang with us a chat. And number 4, share our content on social media. It does stand up against the algorithm and rhyme, and that way we get more people checking us out. And we notice a lot of people hitting the like button. But we do got music by Jesse Jett, but before we do, in the description box below, there's the Linktree, Peachtree. There you can find all our links on YouTube, X, Rumble, Kick, Discord, Patreon, PayPal, and Instagram as well. We do appreciate all the support that we can get here on our show. And now we got music by Jesse Jett. At the end of this music, maybe you guys and gals should tune in to Kick. So you might notice on the YouTube community that there's a pinned chat message. Go to the Kick stream if you want to hang out. I got a little special message. It's very apropos to how I feel about these end times that we are in. So let's all sit back, relax, listen to Jesse Jett. Thank you so much for tuning in to Hardlands Media. Tomorrow is another day. And we're going to witness the liberals cry and scream away. And that's why you should subscribe to Hardlands Media. And liberals, if you're so triggered and ticked off, don't bitch to me. Myself and Daniel warned you about these failures that were coming your way. Now shut the hell up. Don't bitch to me or Daniel or Hardlands Media. We gave you the warning. We told you what was going to happen. And now Trump got elected for a second term. So sit on and spin on it. I, myself, am dedicating myself to citizen ballot initiatives. Shout out to Roger Meadows. I, myself, am dedicating myself to third parties and independents and movements and organizations not connected to Washington, D.C. Break away from the two-party system. Post-duopoly for life. Shout out to my friends at Do Dissidents and RBN. Post-duopoly now, post-duopoly forever. Here's some music by Jesse Jett. And stay tuned for Kick, people. I got a video that's very apropos.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe?
All right. I don't know how this happened, but unbeknownst to me, for some reason, Kick is not live. Something happened on Kick. Oh, I am pissed off. Oh, they're going to get a strongly worded email from me. Oh, I'm very angry right now. I'm very angry. No, I'm furious here. Okay, fine. You know what? It's fine. I'm not mad. I'll save it for Thursday evening. Because there's going to be an evening live stream on Thursday. I'm not mad. I'm just very angry. What the fuck happened, Kick? Oh, is it back? Well, we're back! Yeah! We're back! Kick people! Don't! Dr. Nick, if anybody touches Kick, you have my permission as the Pope of our Kick channel to beat them within an inch of their lives. All right, we're back on Kick. Are you sure? All right. Listen, we're gonna listen to Jesse Jet music, so everybody shut up. All right, and we're gonna go back on Kick. Kick, I'm gonna send you a strongly worded email. I love you, Kick. You're better than Twitch, but don't hurt me. I've been hurt too much. Now let's listen to Jesse Jet.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe?
Fresh off the masses, the brand new cancerous growth, who has come here to vie for your vote. Come here to cry at the camps and to mourn at the shore for the bodies that float by the wreck of an immigrant boat. Then it's back to their luxury home, couple security booths and a moat. Couple cigars, little escargot, little booze and a soak. Just breathe in the steam and the smoke. Pink salt, lavender, candles are low. Shit, when you do what you do, gotta lighten the load. And he got a life of his own that's a sight to behold. And it's a lot to control, to decipher the code, or to siphon the soul. The cost of a good night's sleep for the working elite is a bargain, no matter the toll. Worth any wager, and that comes straight from the mouth of the means to the goal that will swallow us whole. Ripe for the picking if you don't mind mold, and you know I don't. Maybe we're pleasantly prone, maybe we're taking a licking, compliantly ticking and ticking and ticking, but never explode. No, I don't deliver the prettiest image, but damn if it isn't an accurate vision of natural fission, of rage at the system and abject heartbreak, patiently waiting for any who will listen. That little blue bird who was watching your words is a federal carrier pigeon, a Langley first. It's a patient observer who hears what it wants and is trained for the worst. Oh, you got nothing to hide. They'll be the ones to decide that after they root through your purse, after they read all your text, after they raid your apartment, confiscate all of its contents, then conjure up evidence out of the air on a wing and a prayer and malicious intelligence nonsense. Any presumption of innocence long since gone, right along with your comforts and constants. Historically first they will come for the communists. So why in the fuck would I say I'm a communist? Well, it might be I love my community more than the monsters of opulence who are holding us hostage, who are vomiting promises. Might be I'm all done seeing our pensions and benefits harvested. Might be I'm all done watching the populace being disarmed in the guise of an armistice. Watching a woman collapse on the floor who will rise no more. She's wheeled out the door and you're next in line for the pharmacist. If you can get me to vote, it's a hard no confidence. But part of the charm of deception is politics wearing the mask of incompetence. It's all in the art of austerity, darling. It's all in the slide of the providence. Until home is as wide as your cubicle height and is only as deep as your coffin is. Maybe I'm miles away from impatience, aching to break off the head of the snake where the capital lust, reptile brain, and the margin of profit is. Like off with his. Like off with his.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe?